What are you gonna do now?
Good evening and welcome to our newest edition of Word on the Street. I'm your host, Derek Wright, and tonight I have the extreme honor and pleasure of introducing my guest, which Word on the Street is that she's the artistic director and founder of Just a Place, which is the hottest creative arts program in Peekskill. How are you, Miss Simmons-Wright?
I am just fine. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for coming. The really strange thing about this interview is that Ms. Simmons-Wright is also my wife. Okay, so let's get that out the way. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Ms. Wright.
I'll tell you about Just the Place.
Okay.
Absolutely. Just the Place is a cultural and creative arts center located in Peekskill. We are currently at the Summit. We have all sorts of dance and creative arts. We have all genres: ballet, modern, jazz, hip-hop, praise, tap. Going forward, we just added a theater arts component, which consists of the arts, including singing and drama.
Wow.
And we've been in existence there for about 4 years, I would say, and the program is growing and expanding each year.
I understand that you come from the Bronx, and you also had this program in the Bronx.
Yes, we started in the Bronx in, I think it was around 2001. Myself, the founder and co-founder, Cheryl Howard Tyler, we came up with the creative arts program. And the way it came about was, I'm a teacher by trade. I've been teaching for over 30 years, and we noticed that in the city, it wasn't a lot of arts there for the children. And the arts that they had wasn't of good quality. So we decided to branch out and start out on our own organization, which did actually very well in the Bronx.
Well, I understand you guys are pretty busy lately. You're performing at different venues and all up and through Peekskill. Tell us a little about that.
Well, we just had our annual dinner and dance gala this past Sunday, June 11th. That was at Dramatic Hall. And each year we come up with a different theme. This year our theme was on Broadway. So we had a take off of all the different Broadway productions. That's like one of my joys. Musicals. I love musicals. So we had takeoffs from Annie, we had Sarafina, we had Rent, we had Chicago. We had Chicago. So, and it was an awesome show.
They say there's always magic in the air. Right off and you're nowhere. They say the women treat
On Saturday, we're dancing at the Juneteenth event. We do a lot of work with Mount Olivet, and we dance a lot for them as well. And different organizations. We just did an event this past Thursday for Arts 105.66. We danced at their annual event. So yeah, we've been busy.
That sounds great. Are you recruiting? Because I know there's a lot of kids that want to be part of Just a Place now.
Absolutely. We are always recruiting. We start at age 4 and we go all the way through adults. We have a lot of parents asking us to take 3-year-olds. So we will consider a 3-year-old if they're ready. If they're ready, you know, it has a lot to do with the attention span. As I said, I'm a teacher by trade. So a lot of times some children are ready, some aren't. So if they're ready, we'll take them at 3. But we generally start at 4 and move all the way through adults.
Okay, so let me get this out of the way because I see these little giggling ladies behind me. Who are these young ladies that are back here?
This is our repertory, and our repertory is our more seasoned dancers. Most of them have been dancing with me for a while, and I've trained them. Some came from other dance schools, but it took a minute for me to train them and get them to the level that I thought they should be. So with that training comes all the genres of dance. So they've studied it all: ballet, modern, jazz, hip hop, praise, and some of them even moved into tap this year. And now they were able to audition and become part of the repertory. And they travel. Usually when we're asked to perform in different venues, we take the repertory. So when I spoke about all the venues that we performed at, it's these young ladies.
Okay, so starting on this corner, would you tell us your name, your school, how long you've been dancing with Miss Sharon, and how old you are?
I'm Kiera. I go to Ketchum High School. I'm 15, and I've been dancing with Miss Sharon for 4 years.
Nice.
My name's Kaya. I'm 14. I go to Pisco Middle School, and I've been dancing with Miss Sharon for 3 years.
My name is Tamaya. I'm 11. I go to Blue Mountain Middle School, and I'm dancing here for a year.
My name is Dana. I go to Wappingers Junior High School. I'm 12, and I've been dancing here for 3 years.
Yes.
My name is Jordan. I go to school at Peekskill High School. I'm 15, and I've been dancing with Miss Sharon for 3 years.
Great.
And we're missing Jalea Williams. She had to leave. She had another event to attend. And she is 13 years old.
Wow.
And she's been dancing with me for 2 years. 3 years?
Yeah.
Okay, 3 years.
Get it
Jalea.
right.
Okay. And Maya is not in the same costume because Maya is our newest member of the
Yay.
repertory. So Maya just came on board this year. We welcome you to all of our hard work. And I'm sure she'll do just fine.
So what's next? Sky's the limits for Just a Place.
Absolutely. What's next is the development of our theater arts program, because that's a big one now that we're finding that a lot of children want to sing as well as act. We are going in that direction along with the dance, because at the gala we had, as I said, it was a tribute to Broadway.
Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Give it up, don't mean a thing. All you got to do is sing. Give it up, make no difference if it's sweet or hot. I said to give the
now we have a vocal coach that came on board, and she's also training in vocals. So we're heading in that direction.
Okay, so getting back to you, Miss Wright, I heard that you were a pretty accomplished dancer in your day as well.
In my days, okay.
In your day of dance, I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about.
And I still dance occasionally, not as often as I used to. But yes, I am a teacher by trade, but in college I minored in dance. And I went to Adelphi University, and then I transferred to Brooklyn College, and I studied under June Lewis. My specialty is a technique called Graham. So I studied Graham intensely, and then I went out and I performed, and I was with a theater company in Brooklyn called Shooting Stars, and we traveled all over the place. They had several departments, as I mentioned. With Just the Place, they had the music, the dance, the drama, and I was a part of the dance department. And then as I evolved, I started dancing with Joyce Harrigan of the Joyce Harrigan Dance Academy in Mount Vernon, which is still located there. And I taught there for several years and danced with her for several years as well.
Okay. I understand that you guys are a not-for-profit, and you do dance for other venues on the outside of the church and your own galas.
Absolutely. When someone asks us to perform, I usually check with the Repertory members and see if they're available. And we always go out. A lot of people ask, is there a fee? There isn't a fee. We just ask for a donation if possible. And since we're a not-for-profit 501c3, all donations are tax deductible. But if you have a small organization and you're not able to donate, that's fine as well. We love to go out. I'm trying to get the girls as much exposure as possible and get them used to performing, not just dancing, but becoming performers.
Okay. Do you find it kind of hard in Peekskill to have your art, your craft receptive to the people out here? Are they taken to you?
I don't know if I would say it was hard. I would say it was challenging. I think it's challenging because I'm from the city and I have a different way of doing things. When we train in the city, we train, and we train hard. And one of my students from the city, his motto is dance is life. And that's what we do. We put everything into it, and I respect the craft very much. So when I came to Peekskill and I started working, I realized some people really don't like to work that hard. So the struggle and the challenge is changing the mindset to say that it's not just a side event. It's not just an after-school program. That really, if you want to get involved in this and you want us to train you, that you have to be serious about this craft.
Okay. Well, tell us about your instructors. You have a couple of pretty good instructors as well, some of them from Peekskill, right?
Yes. Very few from Peekskill, unfortunately. Most of the instructors travel from the city up here to work with us. And we have some fabulous instructors. We have Mark Royale, and he has done some fabulous things. If you ever look him up on YouTube, he has a whole YouTube channel, and he does some really fabulous things. His genre is hip-hop. We have Michelle Wiggs. Michelle is from Peekskill. She actually went to Performing Arts High School, so she just joined us this year, and she's teaching. We have Sierra Nelson. She's our new vocal coach, but she dances as well, and she's done some fabulous things. And then we have Najee Green, who just came on board this year, and she'll be teaching for us in the fall. And they're also affiliated with an organization in the Bronx called Mind Builders. And Mind Builders does a lot of wonderful things in the Bronx community as well.
Okay. So I have a question that I ask all of my guests. Your absolute best performance. When was that?
My best performance or my best performance with Just the Place?
Let's go with Just the Place first.
My best performance with Just the Place was this past Sunday.
Really?
The gala.
Yeah.
Okay.
The gala was absolutely awesome.
Really?
These ladies performed to a level that I knew they could get to, but they were struggling to get there. And on Sunday, they got there.
Okay.
And I was so proud of them. I was so impressed.
Nice.
And they really, when I teach them, I always say, leave your heart and soul on that stage. When you walk away, you know you gave it everything you had. And that's absolutely what they did on Sunday.
So would
that
you
was the
ladies
best.
agree that that was your best performance?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So going forward now, do you have your own facility? How is that working? What are you doing?
Well, we're working out of the Summit in Peekskill, which is, it's going well, but since we're growing, we are looking for a larger facility. And with dance, you have to utilize the entire floor. And the studio is quite small. So now that we're growing and I'm trying to teach them how to elongate their bodies and expand themselves, sometimes we struggle in the small space. So yes, we are looking for a larger facility.
Okay, I made a mistake. I have to ask you the second part of that question. What was the worst performance?
Oh, I know that
I
off the
know.
top
Off
of
the
my
top.
head. Would someone like to share that?
No.
Go ahead, Kiara.
Sure.
Okay,
Kiara?
we danced at, was it like the middle school or
It
the
was the
elementary
middle
school in Lakeland? And we did this piece called Phenomenal Woman. And when we danced, like I went the wrong way and then everybody else was going the other way. And like we were laughing through the performance. It was really
You
bad.
were laughing through the performance.
Yeah, because like
The
we was just
legs
messing
weren't
up,
straight.
and then we were just laughing like at each other because we were messing up, and it just wasn't
Like
good.
it's
We
So,
weren't
like,
being
one-
professional.
No,
we took
yeah.
everything as a joke.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Okay, well, we're never going to do that again.
No.
I mean, mistakes happen, but you're not going to
Sharon
laugh
disowned
and
us.
No.
break down. Okay,
Miss Sharon did what?
You told us that you wanted to disown us at that moment.
Yes, it was that bad. It was really
bad.
embarrassing.
It was embarrassing.
And we try to take everything as a learning tool, and we watched the video, and we learned from it. And so we learned that we will never do that again. But from that, we were able to grow into Sunday.
So back to you, Mrs. Wright. Personally, what was your best performance?
Oh, goodness. That's a difficult one. I think when I was dancing with Joyce Harrigan, and we did two I can think of off the top of my head. One was for Richard Smallwood, the gospel singer at the Apollo. And that was very impressive. That was very impressive to be on the stage at the Apollo with Richard Smallwood. Another one, we did the McDonald's Gospel Fest, and we were on stage with a lot of celebrities as well.
Okay.
And that was very impressive. So those were the two that I could think that are really very memorable.
So as far as recruiting new dancers, new performers, do you guys have a website? Is there somewhere that someone should visit?
Absolutely. The website is just the place, www.just, J-U-S-T, the place, P-L-A-C-E, Inc., I-N-C.com. And we're updating it right now, so all the information about registration will appear over the summer. Registration usually happens the last Saturdays in September, and then we start our program in October, and we run all the way through June.
Okay, so with Just a Place, do you have an acting component? Is there something that you're putting together now?
Yes, that's the new theater arts component with
Okay.
the vocals and the theater. Yes,
Okay.
our ultimate goal is to do full productions. As I told you, that was one of my things, is musicals. I
Right.
love musicals, so I would like to put on a full musical, not just do snippets like we did on Broadway, but a full-fledged musical.
I understand that you guys have a 4-year-old that dances with you that kind of steals the show a little bit.
Yes, we know who that is. Yes, she's actually fabulous, and she picks up everything, and like most 4-year-olds, she soaks it up like a sponge, but her talent is really dance. So she's been with me 3 years now. 2 years now.
Wow.
And
And she's 4 now?
well, she's 5
5.
now.
No,
She
just
started
turned
at
6. She
4.
just turned 6.
She just turned 6.
Oh,
So
okay.
yes, she started at 4.
Okay.
And she's phenomenal, and just to be around to watch her grow, I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
And one thing that we left out about our gala, we do a different type of gala. You know, I know a lot of schools just do recitals, but we do a dinner dance recital. So when we open the doors, we start out with a cocktail hour, and then we go into the full performance, and then afterwards you sit down and have a family-style dinner. because I know as a dancer, after our recitals, everyone just goes their own direction and you don't see anyone anymore until the next registration season.
Right.
So I thought I would do something different where we can all still stay together, talk about the performance, and of course have dinner.
How about support as far as Peekskill is concerned? Are you getting any support from the local councilman or? I believe Andre is involved.
Councilman Rainey, he supports us fully. He always comes out to all of our events, and he definitely supports us. Outside of that, no, not much support. I mean, I think we get support from the Zetas. The Zeta organization is supportive of us, and when they ask us to do events, we attend their events as well. But I think that's about it.
Mount Olivet.
Yes, the church, absolutely, because we are partners with Mount Olivet, and we've done some things with the Youth Bureau sporadically.
Okay.
But consistent support, not really.
Well, Ms. Wright and the Repertory, thank you very much for coming tonight. You guys are in store for a nice piece, a live piece from the girls, and we're also going to show you some snippets from the gala. So hold on, this is going to be really nice. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you ladies as well.
Thank
you.
Thank you for having us.
Have a great night. Thank you for coming.
$525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments, oh dear. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter, in strife. In 525,600 minutes, how do you measure a year in the life? How about love? How about love? How about love? Measuring love. Seasons of love. Seasons of love.
525,600 minutes, 525,000 journeys to plan, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure the life of a woman or a man?
In truths that she learned, or in times that he cried, in bridges he burned, or the way that she died.
It's time now to sing out, though the story never ends. Let's celebrate, remember a year in the life